One drop never seemed to be enough to keep anyone calm and obedient for long, and people got downright mean if their next dose didn't come quickly enough. Her uncle and cousin more so than others, and Adia was sick of dealing with their anger. She looked at her aunt. "I didn't receive a home placement." Aunt Aoife put down her rag, finally giving Adia her full attention and a hard stare. "What are you talking about? Did they mix you up with another student? Don't tell me I have to go down to the schoolhouse." "There wasn't a mix-up," Adia said, dropping her bag onto a chair next to a chubby orange tabby that was fast asleep. "I'm going to apprentice in a kitchen." Adia bent down and gave the kitten her cousin had brought home to be a rat catcher a quick scratch behind his ears. The family cared so little about the animal that no one had bothered to name him, so Adia had named him Bubbles. He seemed grateful for it and had taken to sleeping in her bed. She moved away from Bubbles and stood tall, bracing for what she knew was coming. It wasn't the thought that Adia was planning to leave the swamplands that would send her aunt into a fit of hysterics. It was where she was planning to go. Aunt Aoife frowned. "Your uncle isn't going to like you not being placed at home. I know that much. No one can find agreeas as fast as you." Her eyes narrowed. "No one can find anything as fast as you." "I'll show Erickson the best places to go," Adia quickly replied, although she knew her cousin would be furious at having an extra chore. "I don't have any secret trick. I'm just familiar with the forest." Aunt Aoife still eyed Adia with suspicion, but she let it go. "Well, I don't know what your uncle will have to say about this, but it's a fine enough thing to apprentice with a cook. Which chef are you training with? Elder Bonham? You've been helping him in the market after school for a while now. That man cooks better with one arm than most people do with two. You'd be lucky to train with him." Adia picked up a pitcher of water from the table. She poured 2 glasses, taking one over to her aunt as the words tumbled out of her mouth. "No, not with Elder Bonham. I haven't been placed in the swamplands at all. When Cousin Avery visited a few months ago, I asked if he could put in a word for me in Chelonia, since he delivers goods to lots of estates there. Turns out he's friendly with the head cook, and she agreed to take me on, and I've been placed in Chelonia at the Academy of Shamans." Her aunt froze, then wheezed like Bubbles did when he was trying to cough up a particularly difficult hairball. Adia handed her aunt the glass of water. The Academy of Shamans?" Aunt Aoife said in between gasps for air and gulps of water. "What have I done wrong? Oh, what have I done wrong?" She rushed over to the prized possession of her household, a white marble statue of the bright father that the missionaries had installed in everyone's homes. Her aunt and uncle used to have a shrine to the Alusi, the guardian gods from the stars who protected nature and her people, same as everyone in the swamplands. But then the missionaries showed up a few years ago with smiles on their faces and explained to the village that only uncivilized people kept shrines to the old gods, that the Bright Father was the only god civilized people prayed to. Books with the Bright Father's teachings were handed out for free, Aunt Aoife exclaimed, and everyone over 13 was offered a communion of drops. Aunt Aoife had been one of the most enthusiastic converts, eager to demonize the shaman she had always hated and be part of this modern civilized world that promised riches, freedom from suffering, and no mosquitoes. Not that Aunt Aoife's old Alusi shrines had done anything for Adia either. The guardian goddess Ginikanwa, who was said to have vanquished evil with nothing but her pure heart and a song of love, sounded about as believable as the missionaries' promises of riches for those who did as they were told. The shrine had been pretty and full of flowers, but ultimately useless. Adia didn't want anything to do with gods, old or new, but she knew she was about to witness a spectacle of nonsensical devotion. Aunt Aoife flung herself to her knees in front of the statue and cried, "Bright Father, please give me your strength. I failed you. My sister's child wants to cook for demons. Demons who probably dance around and chant for Olak to come crawling out of hell and burn us all." Adia was used to her aunt's rants about demonic juju and all the sinful things the missionaries had purged from the swamplands, but she had hoped that the opportunity to get rid of the unwanted orphan who'd been dumped on her would be enough to keep Aunt Aoife